No, maybe.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls.
Redundant.
Tonight, our party of lore speakers will get into some adventures, but before I hand things off to the illustrious Matthew Urban, some channel announcements. Number one, if y'all want to see a nice cozy game last night, very related to the mug that Zoe was just drinking from, go and check out our cozy co-op from last night to see Emily and I play Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Hell yeah, brother.
I love that.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it was
Stupid.
great. I have a little. I can't. We can't let Rose watch yesterday's VOD because I was playing a bird person. But
Ah, yeah.
Caca.
otherwise, it's good. But then on Mondays we have the Strength of Thousands AP, the show you're watching right now. On Tuesdays we have the Sprout stream. I killed God today.
One of them.
In
Well,
Final
a
Fantasy?
God. Yeah,
Hey, God.
I killed another God in Final Fantasy. So everyone take a shot from your shot glass.
Yeah. When that first happened, the entirety of the community, when they first came out with Walker, went, wait, there's more? I thought, hold on. And then Yoshi P, the bastard, went, you thought!
The bastard.
But either way, so tomorrow expect to see some cool Endwalker content, some partying with Matt and Ishgard, and wherever the hell Data is in A Realm Reborn. Then
It's true.
on Wednesday, Wild Ambition. Join us as we see the fallout from last week after Abby's character Dee Dee hooked up with an Eldritch entity, after Lorgar was given secrets from it, and after Honey Madeline said, hey, do not interact with these things, they will fuck you. Not literally, but in Dee Dee's case, literally. And they decided to interact.
You see what happens when you leave, so fuckery. Fuckery happens.
And just now I need to figure out, it occurs to me, I now need to figure out a way, because with Matt's Valentine's Day fanfic, Cassandra's, one of Abby's characters, has now been entangled with Nimbus's mother. Dee Dee was entangled with Malicor, so now I have to figure out something for Nimbus's father. Then
You don't. You could just let that man love his
On-
wife.
on
He's such a
Thursday-
wife guy.
on Thursday, we're off. Then Friday, we have the Astral Calling, our spell jamming spectacular. A lot of stuff happened last week. Go watch the VOD, it's great.
Mhm.
We had a
Definitely.
really good time. Then on Saturdays, we have the Tabletop Bros, Charterstone. We only have 2 games left. We might finish the board game this week, which will be fun.
Will is going to win, but
I'm not necessarily going to win. Calf is actually pretty close to me.
yes, the Piss Boys. I remember them.
Yes, we will be returning to Solasta, and we may see the Piss Boys
Oh,
again.
yeah.
We'll find out. And then on Sunday, Cozy Co-op this week, hopefully with Sarah.
Yep. I
Stardew
should
Valley.
be back in. Once again, I shall be here. Whether I'll be coherent is entirely up for debate.
That's
Well,
fair. But we will be playing Stardew Valley. You're married to Shane, and it'll just be a good time. Speaking of good times, Strike the Thousands AP, the show you're watching right now, and why is it a good time? Well, I think it is a good time because we have one of the best dungeon masters / game masters for adventure paths on the internet running us through it. We have Matt, also known as Matthew Urban.
Buongiorno.
That's right. Take that compliment, Matt.
Yes. Anyway, yes, hello everyone. We're here today to play the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path with this group of people that I've come to call the best and the brightest. But who are the best and the brightest? And who are the best and who are the brightest, specifically amongst
Not
them?
me.
Well, let's find out. Sarah, please introduce yourself, your character, and if you could have a small magical creature that was specifically created to do one task without any sort of existential crisis, what would this creature's task be?
Oh.
But, after your introduction.
Oh, yeah, now I gotta think about that. Oh boy. Hi everybody, I'm Sarah Margaret, also known as Cosmic Deity 746 on Twitch. And I am playing Charlotte, the Anati toxicologist. I can't focus because Chibi is yowling again.
Aw, Cheebs.
Layla was over.
girls.
Layla was over
Girls.
for the show this weekend, and she was in roaring heat, and she fully and completely got his hopes up. But she is not for him this time around, unfortunately. I would say I would have a Moogle, and I would have a Moogle whose specific purpose is to deliver presents that I buy for people directly
Oh.
to them. So like a little mail Moogle, but it will take items that I come across in my day-to-day and think I need to gift that to this person and take that item and deliver it to them. So yeah, that's what I would do.
Kupo.
Mini Kupo.
And following that exclamation, we move on to Will. Please introduce yourself, your character, and what, little magical friend you'd have doing a task.
Hello, my name is Will, also known as Tabletop Rolls on the internet, and tonight I'm playing Igora, the Gripply Summoner, Gamma, his Eidolon, and now that we're level 20 and I have gotten the ability to make it so Choco just doesn't instantly die when they get hit by things, Choco again. So yay. But tonight, my answer to Matt's question, and it doesn't need to be like an established fantasy creature. Like, it can be like a little made-up fantasy creature. All right, then in that
Honestly,
case,
I was more focusing on the task itself, but you do you.
Yeah. So I have this little frog here.
Caro,
And I have like put little embroidery wings on the back of, because this is my original. This was for Pathfinder 2e, my wizard's first companion. Like, this is the first. This is the familiar for the very first character I made for Pathfinder 2e. And I got like a physical one. I had fishing line, and I had him hung on the background when I was doing it back in that day. And the task that I would assign this frog is emotional support.
So just randomly kind of give you hugs.
Because if I assigned this frog the actual task that I used this frog for, Zoe, McKenna, Matt, and Sarah would yell at me.
I might still.
Does that have
depending.
to do with a Roomba of some
Yes.
sort? Disposable friends.
Moving on.
Friend that you can resurrect for 5 gold every day.
Oh boy.
That's not the
That's
same
actually
friend.
pretty expensive if you think about it. Zoe, please introduce yourself, your character, and what little magical friend you'd like to have help out.
Hi guys, I'm Zoe. I go by Zosie Pose on the internet. And I'm playing Ophelia. She is our very pretty bard. And if I had a tiny little creature, I suppose I would have. So the first thought that I had, I was like, oh, a little friend who likes to clean. Great. A little friend who likes to get all the little spaces that you have a really hard time. You got to move your furniture to get into the little crevices. Tiny little friend will just go and eat the messes off your dishes, eat the messes up high. And then somehow, Sarah, when you said Moogle, I was like, oh, are we having to think like of a specific creature? And the first thing that came into my mind was I think they're called Teru Bozu or
Hmm.
something.
I've heard of those.
They're the little like you make it out of like a tissue and you hang it in the window for the rain or something like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, a little guy.
It's the little guy. Just a little guy.
Just a little guy. And last on our list of wonderful best and brightest players, not a little guy, McKenna.
Just a little guy. I'm literally playing the littlest guy there is. Avi Avi. The
You are
Nick Darrow
playing the
Witch.
Lilith, yes.
Well, and also though hypothetically you may be the strongest among us because like my strength score is -8. My strength score is -1. Zoe's is -1. Charlotte, what's your strength score?
Not great. I can tell you that.
Endures has a
It's a zip.
So 10.
It's
So
a 10.
Avi Avi is canonically the physically strongest member of this party.
Avi benching a few books.
That's crazy. That's insane. And that's what I'm playing tonight. So
Buff
hello
bat.
everyone. And then what I have as my little guy companion. I probably
I
just have
also
Merle.
have a
Is that a
little
cop-out
companion.
answer? Just a little guy that I could
There are no
talk-
cop-out answers. There are just disappointing ones.
Well, I
That's
hope that's
unfortunate.
not a disappointing answer. Everyone loves Merle. Everyone has to love Merle, except for Honey Madeline, unfortunately. But that's my answer.
Okay,
Hmm.
and I honestly would probably like to have some sort of little slime that just does my dishes for me, honestly.
Mm.
It sits in a container, I just dip the plates into it. It yum 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 yum.
You need
I
a
just pull them
cleaner.
out.
You need a cleaner slime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I'm sure nothing would ever go wrong with it and wouldn't grow too large. And
Well, so
you
no,
know,
when cleaner slimes grow too large, they split naturally, and then depending on what they're cleaning, they do get different abilities. So if they're cleaning like a lot of like miasma and like human filth, those will sometimes become healer slimes, which have the capacity to cast healing magic. And then
well, where are you drawing this from specifically?
the isekai anime about a person who becomes a slime tamer and does a whole bunch of science on slimes.
Mm.
By the Grace of the Gods, it's called.
Mm.
It's actually
Not
very
Nick.
good.
If you say so.
Mhm.
By isekai standards, it's very good.
Yeah, so it's bad.
Ooh, ouch. I was also kind of thinking if my slime were to split into smaller slimes, it'd be like Facebook post. So my slime had kittens. Who needs a little slime? I'm not a licensed slime breeder, so I might get in trouble for this.
Oh Lord.
Also, I just realized, wait, Avi Avi's the strongest in the party. She's a
Which
buff
is
bat.
insane. Yeah.
Are you the Garl of this world?
Oh my god.
This
My
cannot be.
goodness.
What
This
hold on,
cannot
what
be.
color is the fur on Avi Avi's head?
Oh.
Brown and cream.
Okay, never mind then.
It's not red.
There we go.
Get some like raspberries, mush them
There
up, dip Avi Avi in them.
There are a few characteristics that are fixed points for every Garl variant.
Mm. Buff and ginger.
Yes, and a plethora of scars.
Hi,
also-
I dislike this.
So is Gideon the Garl of the Gideon universe?
No, Gideon
Yes.
came first, probably.
Okay.
I don't know about that. I want to say Gideon was 2019.
No,
Need to look
Gideon
that
did
up
not
now.
come first. The Garl came before the Gideon.
My God. Hold on. What map are you guys seeing right now?
2019.
Are we in the Protea Pavilion again?
God damn it.
Yeah, we are.
That is not where you should be.
Oh, well, I guess.
Not being in the Protea Pavilion. It's our new home. We live here.
Well, it's funny you should say that, but we'll get into that details after we go ahead and roll that intro.
Intro on.
Yay, in-
Welcome back, everyone. When last we left the best and the brightest, they had completed their adventure on the Endless Table. They had reassembled the fragments of Corriday's shadow. They had made use of their new friend, the Norn, to stitch them back together. And then, with a little bit of magic assistance, had flown across a lake of acid to come into contact with the unhatched egg of the King of Biting Ants. And unfortunately, this did prevent the egg from reaching its full potential and probably becoming an immortal, invincible, giant kaiju bug king. But it did open the egg. The egg hatched. There was no good solution happening here. This is the best of all the worst the best solutions. So, you guys have returned to normal size to a scene of, unfortunately, absolute bedlam. The Protea Pavilion has been at least half pulverized. You look up through the shattered ceiling. There's just a giant writhing knot of a grub. It is kind of horrifying just to look at. The thing is tied up in itself. It is thrashing and undulating and moving around, and it is bigger than most buildings you've ever seen. You look at this and you think, oh, one of our meteors might annoy that.
I'm going to eat God.
Oh.
Ew.
All right.
It's a giant bug. They're delicious.
Yeah, no, fully and completely. Normally I would say yes, but that looks like it's inedible even on the best of days.
I will read the block text, which I might have already read, but I'll do it again just so we make sure we get the picture painted properly. The thing that spawned from the egg is now a titanic larva that looms 100 feet high, top-heavy, and clumsy, writhing in its birthing throes, leaking yellow-green acid from hundreds of ruptures in its skin. The acid pools and runs in rivers, eating into the ground and releasing poisonous vapors. The Protean Pavilion is now mere rubble, destroyed by the squirming titan. A strange, keening sound echoes off the Magambia's walls as the larva struggles to uncurl itself from a tangled knot. Nearby, an outdoor class reels in a state of confusion and disarray amid a pool of acid, while bystanders stagger into the very buildings that will shortly be rubble beneath the larva's thrashing form. The larva towers 100 feet high and hundreds of feet long. It's the central and most obvious danger, but it is not possibly the most immediate concern.
I'm just hearing giant angry spaghetti.
Spaghetti implies very thin.
Bro, you're gonna hurt your stomach. Don't, no.
It would take you 1,000 years to eat this. And the acid would probably kill you within minutes.
Technically, I have acid resistance.
So, you guys actually have an interesting choice to make right now. Because as you look around in the aftermath of this thing's emergence, 3 crises are immediately apparent to you.
Mm-hmm.
1, there is a nearby class that was teaching outdoors or something, and they were hit with some sort of I don't know, psychic or possibly just sonic assault from the thing's kind of birthing cries, and they are kind of struggling to move around, and they are also seemingly trapped in a little island in a seabed of acid at this point. And it looks like if they're not saved from that soon, they will be horribly dissolved.
How many of them are there?
There are, let me check the description here. There's teaching class. There's a teacher and 9 aspiring Tempest Sun mages.
I got him.
But there is also, you notice nearby, a nearby stone structure, luxuriously appointed in Oresian style, serves as quarters for what you realize are Oresian dignitaries. The structure, due to either just the emergence or falling rubble, is actively cracking and seems to be possibly within risk of collapsing very soon. So you may need to convince the people that they need to get out of that building, because admittedly a lot of people have sought shelter in the aftermath of this disaster, but they may not realize the buildings they're running into are collapsing. Yes, sorry, Sarah.
I think I can take over that one. For the dignitaries, if you all want to help the students get out of the pool of acid,
I mean, I can
I
get
can.
There is a third thing as well.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
okay.
Hit us.
So nearby, you see a familiar structure. The Protean Pavilion turns out to be very close to the quartermaster's office. You guys remember from your first year, there is a little kobold who runs the quartermaster, who provided your stipends when you were students, who was available if people needed
Stipend,
supplies.
singular. Let's be clear about that.
A school store. Yippee!
You hear the sounds of cries for help, but the door seems to be shut. Like, you'd think if someone was in trouble, they would just open the door and run out.
Well,
Okay.
But the building also seems
strongest. Break the
Okay,
door
let's
open.
not get carried away here, you guys. I can now lift 3-pound weights
Wait, wait.
all by myself.
Avi, what's your
because that's really
strength?
nothing to crow about.
What is your actual strength score?
12.
Okay, so no,
Now,
so
here,
you are not
before you
stronger than
guys-
Gamma, though.
Before you guys
No.
decide, I must point something out here.
Mhm.
You can split up. It does say you can deal with these encounters in any order or even split up to deal with them, but there is consequences for not solving certain ones first. Like for each one, there is a consequence if you don't solve it within the first two things.
Oh,
Wait, so
And I don't mean necessary attempts. They're sort of implying that if you went as a group, if you went to number 1, 2, there's going to be an effect on 3 because you left it for the third.
okay, so
Okay.
in all seriousness, I think I can. I think that I can save the students by myself.
I think I could also save the students by
I
myself.
could also do that. However,
I could not.
I do think at least we need Choco or Gamma for the door.
Mhm.
That is something they
Yeah.
can do independently of you.
Well, no, because Gamma can't be more than 300 feet away from me.
These
So-
aren't that far away.
You're like across the quad, right? You know?
Well, okay,
I think
so
Dragon Avi could probably handle the students. It may take like 1 or 2 trips, but I do think she could probably do it by herself.
okay.
So if you needed to go with Gamma somewhere else, if Gamma would be more
Excuse me.
helpful somewhere else.
No, that's fair. I just wanted to offer the help that I
Should
can.
note, just as a tip from your DM, these hazards might have additional wrinkles that aren't immediately apparent just from describing them.
Hmm.
So just so I can be clear right now, we have currently the students and the professor stuck on Acid Island.
Yes.
School store being shut up.
Well, also slowly crushed.
Yes. And then something about people going into buildings that look like they might be collapsing.
There is essentially an Eurasian embassy nearby with dignitaries inside that is also slowly collapsing, that you probably need to convince the people to get out before it's too late.
Mhm.
Okay.
I would probably be most helpful with the dignitaries. So Charlotte and Ophelia.
Charlotte, Ophelia, dignitary. Avi, do you want a giant worm with you to help with the students?
Let's
no.
not. I would say let's not traumatize them with more worms right
Well, I'm
now.
more thinking along the lines of like just having an extra set of hands there to help you, Avi.
Also, Charlotte specifically, give me a perception check real quick.
It's like if
On-
things come to blows, I know that I can solo.
On the
Something
offhand,
RCR.
could somebody
Ooh.
clear something up for me? One, my perception, nat 20. So I
Yeah.
see everything
Mm.
with my 4 eyes. But real quickly, I have my skill. I have my class feat. I got everything boosted except attribute boost. I'm not entirely sure I remember how to do that on my
Will, do you
thing.
want to take this or should
Yes,
I?
I got you, Sarah. Which attributes are you looking to boost on your character sheet, Sarah? You get four boosts at this level. To save you some time, if you want, I can open up your character sheet.
Strength,
Yeah.
dex.
Yeah. So Sarah, right now, what you're looking at is this. You currently have you have even numbers in a lot of your stuff, unfortunately. So if we're looking at what will get you the most bang for your buck, you're looking at putting one of them into wisdom to get your wisdom to 20, one into charisma to get to 14, one to get your con to 18, and one to get your strength to 12, because of the fact that you only get a +1 if they're above 20, so the 20s would only become 21s, which wouldn't be the next ability score modifier, so you might as well just round yourself out.
Because this is the last ability boost you're
This
getting.
is the last ability boost. But yeah. Oh, Matt, I was going
Yes,
to
sir.
ask this because there is actually one thing that I forgot to do because I'm an irresponsible Igora. And that was do my spells. Specifically, I wanted to ask you, how do you want playtest? Are you okay with spells from the playtest, or do you want me just to keep it in manuals fully?
Sure, do playtest.
Also, thank you for clarifying that. And now I'm all set. Oh, what do I see?
So it wasn't so much you see, but for a moment out of the corner of your eye, you look kind of directly at the worm or the grub, and it feels not good. And for a second, you almost start hearing the keening cry of the thing directly in your head, and then you kind of, because you got a nat 20, you have the good sense to like, oh, no, I'm not looking at that anymore. And you do also notice, because you got a nat 20, doesn't seem to be affecting anyone else in the party.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say, all right, I think we have a plan. Also, please, 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 wait, I need to say the opposite for you three. Sure. Go ahead and look at that worm.
Oh, okay.
Don't actually.
It's unpleasant to look at, but you don't feel like any like psychic discomfort or anything, obviously.
Okay, so
It's ugly. Why would you tell me to look at it?
Okay,
that
you
doesn't
know
bode
what?
well for me.
Ophelia, let's go and see if we can't get those dignitaries out of that building. I can tell
Sure.
them I have architecture and you can talk
Ooh.
very, very
All
smartly.
right, so just so we have sort of an order going with this, I would like everyone to roll initiative. Also, because you guys are all teachers, who is taking Endears in Darkness?
Avi.
Taking him?
Yeah, just so I have
Alright.
a number 2.
I will
Obvious.
count him on your initiative order where you just order him to do something.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Oh my, Ophelia.
51. Also, I am still in the Protea Pavilion.
Me too.
You may need.
Also.
What?
I'll refresh.
I'm on the Megami map.
Yeah, hold on. I am.
I shall refresh.
I don't see you on the Mogambia map. You're crazy.
Technically, this is the Nantambu map.
There we go. Now I'm on.
So,
the right map.
Apparently, when I'm dragging the little banner that's supposed to denote which map we're on, I have to select the individual players, which I don't think I've ever had to do, but
I do not like
So
the
So I'm gonna roll initiative again so that I'm on this tracker, and then you can just put that 34 back in.
sure. It doesn't particularly matter because this is just so we have
No.
like an order for
Of
what we're doing.
operations.
Oh,
I love Operation. It's a great game.
I
Wow.
hate Operation.
Don't touch
And-
the sides. Oh,
And that was the
giving you your
thing
oh.
when you grew up with two children, one with obsessive compulsive disorder and the other one with autism, Operation was not a good game for us to have.
That's fair.
I do actually have two Avi-Avis and two Ophelias on my tracker.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
When
I-
you moved to the
Ironically,
Matthew,
though,
I don't know what to tell you.
they're right next to each other, which is fun though. for
Also,
me.
Avi rolled a 34 both times, which is fun.
No, I didn't.
That's-
I rolled a 38 the second time. I'm glad it's on the.
I changed
tracker.
it.
Yeah.
You know what? So I'm just gonna change both the Ophelias to that lovely 51 she got originally.
I get to go twice. That's so nice of you.
Yes, you realize something is going wrong with time, perhaps.
Hmm.
You see a little fawn dance or a satyr dancing down the street drinking.
I don't know, GM. Maybe
Free
you
time.
should refresh the page instead.
Mm.
I worry that would get rid of the initiative tracker entirely, but this is fine.
Probably.
This is fine. Though, Charlotte, Avi,
Yeah.
who of you has the bigger plus to initiative, just out of curiosity? I
I
suppose I could
only
just look
have
that up.
I have a 30.
Oh, Charlotte only has a 29, so
29. So
that's fine. That's the order I have it in. All right, we are going to start then with Ophelia. Which crisis are you going to prevent?
Diplomats like fancy words.
All right,
Yeah.
the diplomats. Let me check the thing there under the larva spawns. This section is called. All right, the diplomats. A nearby stone structure, luxuriously appointed in the Oresian style, serves as headquarters for the 4 visiting Oresian dignitaries. The heroes can tell the structure isn't safe. The larva's thrashing grows ever closer, something that can't be seen from inside the windowless building. You guys are going to perhaps to convince the diplomats, who may be just completely unaware of what's going on outside, that they need to get out.
Typical diplomats.
Now, are you just gonna run in, Ophelia? Or are you gonna stand outside with like a megaphone and go, "Get out, you dum-dums"?
Well, in Ophelia's way, she won't call them dum-dums. But she will sing at them. Get the fuck outside.
Stay bold for that.
Right. Sorry, say that again. I was just reading something there.
She is going to sing at them to get outside.
All right. Now, I should note that there are ways to reduce the DC of this check.
Okay.
They would obviously, once they're made aware of the situation outside, be concerned about walking out into the open. If you have some method of perhaps transporting them to a different non-collapsing building without going outside, like teleport or something, that will reduce the DC by 10.
Oh,
Do you guys remember from when you went to Mazzali? Do you remember Ism?
Yes.
The tweet, right?
No, this is Isem Mizani is a male
Oh,
Asimar.
right.
archaeologist.
That one. Yes, thank you.
I'm trying to remember, did you guys interact much with them? Did you make a friend?
We
I
maxed
thought
out.
we
We
made friends
maxed
with
out everyone's
everyone.
rep. In that section, Matt.
Okay. Then I will say then that decreases the DC by 5
Hmm.
without even trying to, do some sort of teleport solution or something. So if you just want to yell them, get out of there, get them to run across the street to a more sturdy looking building, that is totally possible. The DC will not be lowered by 10 for that one, but it will be lowered by 5 because it turns out Mizeli is in there having discussion with them, so they know you.
gotcha. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, Ophelia is gonna tell them that there is to follow her to a safer building.
Okay. So that is going to be now, due to the reduction, a diplomacy DC of 35.
Okay, and as always, I will be using my performance for my diplomacy. Thank you to my really cool feat. And this will have a +2 for Floribunda as she does a little dance on the hat. Hat dance.
Dang. All right. Yeah, that's a critical success, like twice over almost.
Nice.
So with interpretive dance, you do the danger dance. Like, it is not safe over here. You should go
It's
over there.
over there.
Floribunda somehow has made pom-poms out of little flowers that she grew herself.
Oh my gosh, cute little dandelion pom poms.
Yeah. Okay, so the first crisis has been averted. We're gonna move on then to Igra. Igra, what task were you undertaking?
I believe I was undertaking the lovely protecting whatever's going on at the school store.
Possibly.
All right. The Magambia Student Supply Store is affectionately referred to as the Powder Pile for its vast selection of alchemical ingredients, enchanted dust, and other components necessary for students' magical education. You guys already know the fussy kobold proprietor, Zokan, from the earliest days of Magampia. He appears to be, from what you can sort of gather from his shouts and annoyances inside, he is barricading the building to defend his precious stock against opportunistic students. The door is shut.
Volcon, bro.
What?
Dude, it's literally a giant evil bug god. I don't want you to die. Come on. Let's GTFO, man.
So are you trying to open the door, or are you just trying to coax him out with diplomacy or intimidation?
I'm going to try to coax him out with diplomacy.
All right.
And I'm going to let you know, Matthew,
Yes.
that I am now officially a
Okay.
legendary negotiator.
Oh.
Ooh.
So
You heard it first. Everyone, you heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. Will is no longer just a master.
yes, so legendary in diplomacy with negotiate, which is legendary negotiator feat. That probably won't affect this, but yeah, I'm like, hey, dude, come on. We can, if you want your stuff safe, I can summon a giant worm and it can eat it, and we can go that way.
I've operated this store for decades now. I will defend it with my life.
Die like a Floridian in a
No.
hurricane, then. I will
What?
make a diplomacy check.
I like the bottles of something.
No? Then die.
Then perish.
Like a Floridian in a hurricane.
Mm.
Boy.
43.
43.
Jesus, I rolled a 9. I'm going to hero point that.
Up. It's
No?
a success.
Oh, alright. Well, good enough.
Also, I'd like to note that the kobold is entirely immune to bullying by students, current or former, so intimidation checks to get him to leave fail. So good job using diplomacy.
Yeah.
He remembers when you were a wet behind the ear holes frog boy.
Oh, no,
You don't
it's
scare
ear
him,
holes.
but you know what? You do convince him that he can always rebuild. His life is more important. You know, like, the store would be nothing without him. So, he passes the, what's it? He passes the 5 successful thievery checks required to open the door.
Jesus.
Here's the thing, someone gave him a magic disc that makes the all thievery checks harder when people try to break in. So he
Okay.
was really getting paranoid about securing the store. So thievery would have been really hard to get him out. So yeah. If you got him out, and this wasn't the third thing to take care of. So he gives you a few knickknacks that he has taken from the shop on his way out. He offers you a wand of 9th level collective transposition and 3 true elixirs of life.
Okay. Collective transposition 1. True.
9th
Elixir's
level.
Life. If someone can write that down for me, because I'm still in the midst of finishing up these rigs back end.
All right. I will maybe throw that in chat. Avi, we move on to you, and because you guys split up, these I'm counting as all happening simultaneously. So if you
Thank
manage
you.
to get this accomplished on your first try, you will not suffer any of the consequences for coming late to any of these crises.
Okay.
Crises.
Crises. Thank you.
Well,
Like Crises Core.
I'm just gonna get over there and just immediately start assessing the situation. Like, can I just start turning into a dragon and taking people, or is there something that would prevent me from doing that?
I will say I will allow you to have a free Arcana check.
Oh. Okay,
Oh.
I'll take a 14 plus 36. I think that's a solid 50.
50? Yeah. Nice round number. I'm going to say actually using a transforming yourself entirely dragon, which sort of just makes it into a get on my back, I'm going to fly you out.
Yeah.
That will bypass, because this acid actually has become magical in a way and was going to interfere with other more magical methods of rescue. It seems like with the 50, you can tell that it's possible this teacher was teaching like a lesson about like defensive spells, and when they got hit by like the psychic or sonic shockwave or something, the spell went a little haywire and it got mixed with the acid. The acid is now magical and is a defensive magic acid.
I also have resistance to acid because I typically go for Black Dragon.
Yeah, I'm just going to read this. Any magical effect used to travel over or under the acid similarly requires a successful DC 40 counteract check. But that's, I'm going to say turning, like using magic to turn yourself into a dragon kind of gets around that because the acid doesn't counteract polymorphing kind of effects.
Mhm.
It would interfere with just flying things because that's a pure magical effect. You are holding yourself up in the air with magic.
Right.
Or teleporting. It would interfere with teleporting. But you have just changed your shape entirely, so.
Not only that, but we have 2 dragons because Endures in Darkness can
Yes.
also turn into a dragon. So we should be able to get everyone in one trip.
Ophelia, take a will save not to look at Endures when he turns into his mushroom-faced dragon that has no eyes.
Not 20.
For reasons you don't understand but appreciate, Floribunda puts on some like little blinders.
Aw.
Like I
Laura-
said something. Oh,
Yeah.
it's gone.
Yeah, Mom, just look over here, Mom. It's fine.
Focus,
Concentrate on the
motherfuckers.
diplomats. Don't look at the weird eyeless dragon that has like.
Also, Miss Ayako wants to say hello. Hello.
Oh, baby girl. You're so cute. You're so round.
A cat has
Oh, I
appeared
don't
on
think
screen.
you should
Reset the
kiss.
clock. All right. Yeah, you guys have successfully navigated in pretty quick order all of these tasks, and because you chose to split up, it all happened simultaneously.
Yay. We saved everyone.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I did absolutely effing nothing.
Well, actually,
Well,
if you want, Charlotte, what do you think you would have wanted to do during this?
No, there's no point. It would have failed anyway.
Oh, that's not
Oh.
true.
Probably because I would have used a skill I'm only trained in, and given the
Mhm.
saves, not happening.
All right.
Collecting acid samples from the grub, maybe.
I mean, there's plenty of acid to go around. All right. So you guys have moved on from the larva emerges to what's called the unfurling stage. All right.
The what now?
The unfurling. Once the heroes have dealt with the immediate dangers posed by the writhing larva, it unfurls and grows larger still, collapsing across northeastern Magambia. It destroys several buildings as it rolls around the campus. Just by moving, it destroys them. Acid splashed about by the creature's heaving bulk creates flowing streams and pools that smoke with acid vapors. You guys and everyone you've saved, just get out of there and you're good. The sound is like a mountain collapsing across the Magambia. The titanic larva grows as it unfurls, its torn skin leaking a rain of acid and tiny legs wriggling as it thrashes. One building after another falls to its ponderous bulk. First, the Heron Archives, and then the Indigo Hall. Buildings that have stood for millennia are reduced to rubble. And as it unfurls, even the rest of the party hears a cry going out, not with your ears, but with your mind. Though this one is a little different. Just from sort of around you guys, you see stirring in trees and bushes on the ground. All sorts of insects take flight in panic and start like just weaving in and out of the air. Some you see start transforming into strange hybrids. Um, Charlotte,
Me.
I'm gonna need you to make a will save because you are the only Anadi in the party.
Oh. Yikes.
34.
34.
I'm afraid that is not enough. You are
Ouch.
going to take 33 psychic damage.
Ow.
Damn.
But
Ah.
regardless of the result, you also gain a +1 status bonus to saving throws against emotion effects, except those that inflame anger. And this lasts for a day, so essentially the rest of the campaign. Or at least the last of the proper campaign. I'm assuming it's not going to last a day. Anyone who wants can make me a nature check right now.
Sure.
Whoa, why not? Yeah, 7's not gonna cut it.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
That's like yeah, it's less than a full feat for an Ophelia.
Yeah. You guys all see Charlotte not having a good time suddenly. Anyone who rolled...
Ouchie.
Yeah, but you do get a +1 now. You can tell that the larva itself appears to be suffering, and all this destruction is it just lashing about in pain. It's not like, ha, crushing foolish mortals. It's just screaming and thrashing around, mindlessly almost. You almost get the impression that might be that something, more than one thing, is fighting for control of this body.
Oh.
The Magambia is in obvious danger, and across the campus now you see teachers and plucky students leaping to defense. Spells go up in the air. People magically reshape buildings to prevent them from collapsing or to shield people from destruction. You see many people you know from your time in the school, even some people who have only just had their shadows returned, leap into the heroics that you always knew they were capable of. Other people just start fighting tooth and nail with the were ants that are springing up all over the campus, the weird transforming bugs, and are either dealing them with spells or whacking them with their lunch bags. Whatever's on hand, you know?
Somebody called the school nurse. Wait,
Oh, wait!
Darn it.
Now's the time where Kiara returns. I
oh,
come to you now at the turn of the tide.
Turn of the tide. I
With a whole
made
bunch
that
of...
joke this weekend, and only one person in the group understood it.
It's timeless.
It's
Um,
timeless.
Rides over a hill that hill wasn't on campus before. What the hell? Notably though, old Mage Jitembe isn't in sight. So a lot of people are like looking to you guys suddenly, like, oh, we heard you guys were going to be the new Magic Warriors. So there are a number of locations that people bring to you that need help and assistance. The first of all being a greenhouse. Where there was a class going on, and now a expanding lake of lava is threatening to both collapse buildings and just engulf the greenhouse and anyone inside.
oh,
Hmm.
okay. Well, let's cut him out. Is it safe to assume I'm not still a dragon?
I mean, you could be if you wanted. Only like maybe how long does it last?
I think it's only a minute.
Okay, then no.
Damn.
You are not a dragon anymore. Sorry.
Rats. So they're trapped in the greenhouse. What else? What else is going on?
Let me double check here.
Right. Are there 3 scenarios again?
All right, so there is the greenhouse. There is. Hold on a sec. Also, you guys, if you want, can you have time to maybe rest a little bit if you need to? I don't think you guys really need to because I think we got a long rest before we left the
Yep.
table. So,
I mean, other than my splitting headache, I'm perfectly fine.
okay. So there's the greenhouse. There is, what is this called? Across the roof. Across the roof and sky. Ba, 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 ba.
While Matt is figuring that out, I would like to point out one of the many gifts my mother got me for my birthday. She got me one of these,
Ooh,
which
the
is
cookies.
the clicky fidget. And my mother laughed because as soon as I gifted and pulled it out, I went, "Ooh, look, it's a lilac key," and I went click, 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 and she's like, "I created a monster." I'm like,
Oh,
it's very satisfying.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you guys a choice of 2 this week. And then we'll potentially deal with the other 2 next week or the other 1 next week. So there is the greenhouse rescue, or there is people trying to evacuate to escape an even larger lake of acid onto some roofs.
yeesh.
Roofs. Roofs? Roofs.
Is Avi still a dragon?
No. And neither is Endures in Darkness. I don't know if he prepared that spell more than once, but I sure
Probably
didn't.
not.
Make gum
Other
of
than-
it again.
Other
Yeah.
than healing spells, Endurance doesn't typically prepare more than a spell more than once.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in this kind of situation, my assumption is that we aren't given the inevitability of splitting the party to
the-
try and solve.
Mhm.
Each of these are scenarios with multiple encounters, potentially.
got
so-
it.
Well, let's trolley problem this. Which one involves more people?
Well, no, okay, so
Wrong.
I should mention you don't have to make a choice. Like making a choice here doesn't affect the other
Let's
one.
do
This isn't
roofs
like the
first.
previous stuff.
Sure, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, let's handle whichever one has more people involved.
Technically
first.
speaking, the across roof and sky scenario is dealing with evacuating dormitories, so there are more people involved in that one.
Yeah. Okay.
True,
let's do
but
that
it is
one
an
first.
evacuation effort. So, like,
Yeah, let's go do that then first.
All right, so you guys are going to, let me just see if I can get this map already. You guys are heading to across roof and sky.
Also, Choco now has 206 hit points
Nice.
at level 20.
ugh,
All right, I am going to first clear the initiative tracker. And then I'm going to place you guys. Where do we start? We start in area 1 or L1. Okay, give me a second. I'm just going to throw you all on this map. Thought you guys were going to go to the greenhouse first.
ah, you assumed.
I
Put
did. I
myself
made.
on there.
Okay,
Just to help you, Matt.
I appreciate it. All right.
Wish there was anything helpful I could do in this scenario.
Oh, there will be.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt it.
Sarah,
I'm looking.
come on.
I'm looking. No, I'm looking at the entirety of my feats and abilities, and bomb, 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 splash, expanded, vial, mega bomb. But I don't rescue. I burn. I hurt.
And I'm sure there
Aw.
will be things that we need to kill.
Mm-hmm.
I
So-
mean, there's one right there. It's big.
So, here's the thing. All right. So, the people of Notambu have counted on the Magambia's protection for generations. Many citizens are eager to return the favor when the Magambia is attacked. A team of construction workers came rushing across to the island as soon as the larva appeared, working hard to get students and faculty to safety while they shored up failing buildings, constructed impromptu barricades, and secured escape routes. They are led by a potter named Amachi, who, although not a construction worker by trade, is a pillar of the community and a good leader. You guys may actually remember him. You helped repair his shop.
Yeah, we did. I do remember that.
Amachi and the workers realized the danger on the ground, so they built several ladders to evacuate students up onto the rooftops. Amachi sent word to the animal trader, Obo Ez, begging her to lend some of her flying creatures to aid the evacuation effort. That we'll see how that resolves later. We're going to start with ground level. A narrow passageway leads between a tall dormitory to the west and a stout building to the east. The dormitory entryway has collapsed, as has part of its roof. The other building seems like it's in better shape, but its heavy metal door is solidly closed with a sign reading, "Danger to spellcasters, no admittance." The action doesn't seem to be here on the ground, however. Ladders lead to the top of each building, and rickety planks across the passageway connect the rooftops high above. People atop the roofs shout and point at the sky. So, while you guys appear here to assist and people are shouting and stuff, like there's people up on the roofs over here. Unfortunately, it does seem that in the chaos of everything's happening, some magical creatures that were temporarily housed for study have managed to break free. So you guys, I think, are going to have to deal with that. So give me a quick second here.
It's a good thing I can talk to animals. That always goes so well for me.
All right, so we are going to...
Oh no.
Oh no.
What?
And
Just the way they look. They look scary. Ooh,
all right, so
Oh man.
that appears to be someone or something that was not an ant before and has now transformed into an ant.
Oh nar.
It is a were-ant sentinel. So we are going to roll initiative as these things burst from some doors and just not helping with the chaotic situation that we're already dealing with.
Yucky.
Ooh, man, I'm on like dirt tonight.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, man, I'm rolling like dirt tonight.
Okay, yeah, I never would have guessed that in a million years.
Very Avi voice.
Tonight.
Dirt tonight.
Night.
Just out of curiosity, as I'm getting rolling all these things up, because this is a fun thing we discussed earlier before the stream. If I asked you guys to do a quick demo of a Garl voice, what do you think that would sound like?
Oh no, I'd have to think about that.
Garl.
No.
I find that a little insulting.
Garl. Natural 20 nature check. It'd save us 4 hours of work.
I mean, accurate, but
It was very accurate.
Oh, that's very similarly spelled to the Royal Ludroth. Monster Hunter, Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter.
I
Are you Monster Hunter Worlding, so? Are we going to Monster Hunter World?
Maybe.
Okay.
I do like Monster Hunter. I
I
just
like
haven't
Monster Hunter.
haven't played in a hot minute.
So what
All
we
right,
do is we
everyone.
get Calf, you, and me, and we go hunting.
All right, we're gonna start with Ophelia and Igra. You'll be up next. It should be noted that these two Ladroths mostly seem to just be kind of like animalistically like being aggressive. The Were-Rat Sentinel in the back seems a little more calculating, perhaps.
Beware ant.
Yeah.
So these two are just animals that got out.
Yes, they do. They do look very aggressive animals, though.
Okay.
There's so much going on.
Be aggressive.
Be
Be aggressive.
No, these are ants.
Ant, aggressive, ant,
Aggressive.
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 All right, so this thing.
Will, roll your battle cry.
Oh, yes. It will be the closest Ladroth. Gets it?
God, that even just sounds like something from Monster Hunter.
Yes, the closest Ladroth gets it. How's a 42 sound?
Against their will DC?
Yep.
That will be a failure, but not a critical failure.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. I rolled an 8.
All right, let's get Bard Song up.
Put little dots on these.
A 50 for Bard Song.
That will be a critical success?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're gonna go with a let's see. How's a 40-foot circle from me? How's that looking right now?
It should be noted there are a lot of civilians in this area.
My turn order is just in the way. 40-foot circle.
It's, it's street fighting. We might need some stuff with a smaller blast radius. Perhaps even only a splash.
I like exploding though.
This sounds like a job for Charlotte.
Sounds like a job for bombs. Okay. 30 feet.
Birthday bombs, maybe.
30 feet. 40. I don't think I have anything that goes over there. I'm so sorry. I'm taking a minute.
That's all right.
Let's
We're
take.
here for a good time, not a efficient time.
I see. See, normally I'm pretty efficient on my turns, but now I'm like,
So,
I'm gonna throw a mirrored version of myself out, and have it walk up to like here.
Oh, good. You're able to control it.
That's a wall there.
That is actually a plank of wood above.
Great. Okay, perfect.
We've got a bit of a two-tiered kind of map thing going on. There's ladders that lead up to the roofs, and then there are planks because the building over here on the left is collapsing.
Okay, very cute. Okay, cute. And that's my turn.
All right, Igra, you and your froggy legions are up.
all right. So, for today's fun little thing, what we're going to do is this. Yes, little. Where? Do y'all want these guys grouped up, Avi?
Most of my AoE stuff is, I think, a little bit too big for this area. If they could be lined up, that might be helpful, but I might try to talk to these two. I'd focus on this guy if you can.
Okay, so then in that case, we are going to do a couple of things. Matt, first things first. Does the map just ends at that area right there, right?
The north?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, how big are you? You're gargantuan. You're gargantuan. You're also gargantuan. You I can summon. Level 12. What level spell slot do I need to use for that? Level 9. Alright, well, Igor will use one of their 10th level spells from the Master Summoner ability. That they sacrificed a 9th level spell slot to get 2 10th level summon ones. And I'm going to cast a Summon Animal at 10th level. And I say, alright, well, we need a lot of these, so... it's time to bring out one of the coolest animals in all of existence. And I'm going to summon a tardigrade swarm.
No, he's right. Let him to say his truth.
It's just not
He's
at
right.
all. It's not at all what I was expecting. That's all.
What's wrong with the tardigrade swarm, Matt?
Nothing's wrong. It's just not what I was expecting, and that's the unexpected is the essence of comedy.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I'm summoning the tardigrade swarm on top of the sentinel there.
What did I do to deserve this?
And then I need it to, as it gets swarmed by the tardigrades and gets stabbed by their stylets. That is what the tardigrade swarm's ability is. They need to make me 2 DC 32 reflex saves.
Okay.
So success, they both succeed, but neither critically. So they will take half of 24, so that'll be 12, and half of 15, which would be 7, so a total of 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 points of piercing damage.
Oh, that's the tardigrade swarm's health. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm gonna have to move them real quick.
I'll put them to back.
Okay, the sentinels have a surprising amount of health. All right. That is, I believe, Igor's turn.
So, no, it's not.
Okay.
Because Choco is now an older animal companion.
I was about to say he's old. No, he's not old.
Which means that Choco gets to act on their own, and I can do that with a stride or a strike. And for Choco's action, they are going to stride.
So it's Choco who's returned to us now at the turn of the tide.
Choco.
Correct.
Choco's going to stride over to here. So that I can create a sort of like target-rich environment for the enemies. And then that's my turn.
I am no longer Choco the Black. I am Choco the Gray.
Right.
Because I'm old. And I'm not actually like an angel equivalent in this world, unlike some people. Gandalf. Anywho.
Oh.
All right. Now that's your turn, Will.
That's not my turn.
Okay. The blue dotted Ladroth is going to go. It just it's gonna rush forward
It's a
to
giant chicken.
Yep. It's going to exactly do that because these things are not exactly tactical.
Oh, did my Ophelia get moved from the front?
Oh yes, it did.
Oh, that's odd.
Should have
Also,
been
it
there.
lost its little icon. That's
Oh,
odd.
dear.
Oh, then I guess maybe the Ladroth. Was it for farther ahead than that? Like, was it up here or was it right next to the one?
It was like here.
Okay, because then it's probably going to attack the fake Ophelia then.
That's neat.
Yeah. All right. So it's going to make a claw attack. 36 to hit the fake Ophelia.
Boom.
All right, it's going to be a will save. This is going to be +2 because this is a magic thing. It still fails critically. So it is got
Nice.
yeah.
For your next
got-
4 attack rolls.
Though the Ophelia is now gone, right?
Mhm.
All right, so that pops into a shatter of weird ethereal glass, and the thing just kind of looks around confused, and then just steps. That's its turn. We go to the Whereat Sentinel,
Where
who
ants?
is. Thank you. I'm going to do that a lot.
There you are.
Just checking
It's
their
about to be a dead ant. Dead ant. Dead
Mm.
ant. Dead ant.
40.
Dead ant.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, it has enough movement. It's going to run over here. Does the tardigrades get a AO?
The targets don't get an AO, but they are technically difficult.
Oh.
Hmm.
Well, it was only on their one square, so hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I had just enough. Sentinel is then going to. Dun, 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 dun. There is.
Look at that. They're in a nice line. For
Oh,
you
these
now,
are actually
Elvie.
proper were creatures. They get rules based on if the moon's out, which is funny. They're gonna attack with a Kopash.
Well, then hopefully we're not going to be fighting evil by moonlight. Is that on me or Choco?
Choco, it's the biggest thing.
Okay, so Choco, that will crit.
670
70
damage.
points. Okay, they take it.
How is Choco looking?
Fine.
All right, and then for the second attack, mandibles.
How'd they do?
42.
42 is a hit, but not a crit.
All right.
40.
And for a second, Choco gets worried about something as the ant, the were ant, bites Choco. But then kind of looks up. Oh, you're not a humanoid.
Nope.
Because what happens when a were creature bites you?
Choco's a bird, baby.
Mhm.
And that's the end of this were ant. It even has AT or A and T in there. whatever.
Variant.
I'm just gonna call them ants. The ants. Charlotte, you're up next, and then Endures in Darkness will be up.
Oh. Okay.
There are a lot of clustered bad guys.
There really are, but let's see how I can angle this with my direction.
Directional bomb.
Yeah, I gotta
Which is
angle
really-
it so that I don't.
Yeah, you can totally get them.
Yep. So I'll aim to fire right directly at this guy.
You know, I think Charlotte would make a killing on the Magambia softball team with that arm. You're throwing
Yeah. Somebody
Arms.
died.
or bowling.
Arms. Plural.
I'd rather play soccer.
I think you mean football.
No, I'm making the Fallout.
Birthday
reference.
crit.
Oh.
Birthday crit with the fire and the splash and
All
the
right.
bones.
So yeah, that just hits right away. Let's just double checking. The Laydroths have absolutely no defenses of any kind against fire. They don't have any vulnerabilities either, but still.
Yeah.
That's gonna be actually Bard Song first, so it becomes a 19. So that's going to
19.
be
19
38.
plus 10, 38. Yep.
38 plus the fire damage, so that's going to be 48 on the initial one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good chunk of damage.
This one
Um,
has persistence. These two just get the splash.
All right, I'm going to throw a little icon on there. And the two take the full 10 splash. I'll check if the ant has any sort of defenses against fire. Pretty sure it doesn't.
Is it
No.
a fire ant?
Hmm?
Is it a fire ant?
No. Nor does it have. Do fire ants even have that sort of thing? I think fire ants just has to do with their. I'm not sure if it's a venom, but you know, it's something that hurts.
Something like that. I was terrified of fire ants when I was little
Hmm.
because I thought that they could set things on fire.
I mean, with a name like that, it's like you encounter
Don't play
the
Fallout 3.
I was also mildly like terrified of fire ants, but that's because I watched that one episode of MacGyver where a guy gets fully eaten alive by ants.
Wait.
So
MacGyver.
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 MacGyver. A deep cut, I know.
Aunt Selma has 1 hour to live.
Jesus Christ.
MacGyver. Anyway, wait, was MacGyver the guy who went on to star in? It was Richard Dean Anderson.
Truly, I
Mm.
don't remember.
Because he
My
went on
dad
to-
just had all the DVDs and we watched them maybe too much. But for the life of me, I can't conjure the guy's
Oh.
face in my mind.
Sorry, Charlotte, I skipped the rest of your turn. You have 2 actions
Oh,
remaining.
no.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I
Give me more
was
time.
just curious. taking a look at these particular architectural planks of wood,
Yes.
as it were, how stable do they generally look? Would they benefit from some additional stability given to them?
Once you're done with this, yeah, you absolutely could probably help make these things a lot more stable because these are just boards put between two buildings. They were not designed to be bridges, and they could probably use a little bit of engineering. These are just like this, the guy leading them is a potter. He doesn't know anything about like emergency construction. They got the spirit, but
They really hate young elven boys. He's a potter.
oh boy, oh boy.
Oh.
Moving on. No.
Well,
Because
I'm
of the Legend
going
of Zelda.
to 15, 20. I'm going to move over here. And then I'm going to climb the wall. How tall is the building?
The buildings are actually kind of tall. That's why they had the ladders.
Fair enough.
Well,
Never mind. All right, Con, I'm going down this way.
That's fair.
I'll do this.
Just to the base of the ladder.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Basically.
And see what it did there. All right. Sorry. Actually, now it's Endures in Darkness' turn, who is just
Yeah.
going to do. So he can do a little bit of healing without any spell slot expenditures. He's gonna Battlefield Medicine Choco.
Mhm.
Is this
Yeah.
Endures in Darkness' turns I like to keep simple, okay?
Understandable.
It's only one action to do that too, so you can still cast a cantrip after it.
Yep. Give me 1 second here. He is a legendary healer at this point, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but he didn't get the legendary DC, but he did get the 30, the master DC. So that's going to be 28 plus 30. He was one off from a crit, and Bard Song sadly does not help with medicine checks.
That's okay. I didn't want to help him anyway.
Oh. He doesn't know that. He thinks you love him. 41 back to Choco.
So raw.
And then he is going to throw out a quick, electric arc. These the guys are so close anyway. At the two Laidroths. All right, reflex 41. Start with the red one first. Success but not critical. Success or failure but not critical on the second one. So the first one will take only. With Bard Song is 34, so only 17 damage. Damage, and the other one will take the full 31. Okay, that's Endures in Darkness' turn. Avi, it is your turn.
Okay, so they were talking to, and I'm blanking on her name, but the animal lady from one of the early chapters. Did I hear that correctly? That they are waiting on her to send some flying aid?
Yes, to help with evacuation, so that has not arrived yet.
Sure. These animals that were staying at the Magambia are now running amok. They were visiting.
No, they were
Were
being they were test subjects for magical experiments.
Okay. So they weren't, say, on loan from the lady we need help from.
No.
Okay, just
Yeah,
wanted
these-
to make sure.
Yeah, no, these literally burst out of buildings that you think they were being kept in, and I guess their restraints were weakened by all the chaos that's happening.
Okay. I just wanted to make certain before, because I think
Yeah.
the diplomacy ship has sailed with these two. We've hit
Yeah.
them with too much
In
stuff.
fact, give me a free society check real quick.
Sure. It's going to be a 44.
You actually know this specific street. This is because this is on the Magambia campus. This is a wildlife research building where dangerous predators are temporarily housed for study. It's commonly known, and you probably called this, you may use this name yourself while you were students, called Predator Manor. A lot of people have said we should really change that name. It sounds weird.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what it was called for the longest time. You guys probably at least came here one point, like I don't know, maybe like there was a wild griffin here at some point. You're like, oh, let's go see the wild griffin they've got on campus.
Nice. Okay. Well, that makes things easier for me because I don't need to worry about talking to them.
Yeah, they also seem to have like as soon as you guys appeared, they kind of like hyper focused on you.
That's good.
Interesting. Okay, well then I'm going to move right here and do a little frigid flurry.
As you pass
Um,
by, nothing happens.
What?
Yeah, because I'm moving into their range, not
They might have
out
had
of
reach,
it. Oh,
Hey.
okay.
but they don't.
Hmm.
Actually, they do, but they don't have an AO, so never mind.
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna do frigid flurry.
Now,
and
Matt,
those-
do these creatures have anything that might be fun on a reaction that you may have access to at this moment?
Yes, they
Actually, my
have.
spell DC should be 44. I don't know why
Yeah.
it's not.
They have Menace to Magic. A creature within 60 feet casts a spell, which I actually forgot to use for Endures.
That's annoying.
So it is going to attempt an intimidation check to disrupt your spell.
Now, that's against your spell DC, so it's a DC
Yeah.
44 they need to hit.
All right, so intimidation. Ooh, this is going to be a little tricky.
This will be difficult for them.
Yeah. You guys are level 20 spellcasters, so it fails.
Mhm. All right. Well, I'm going to, I think, end up here on the roof with friends.
Okay.
So if they could all make me a DC 44, what is this damage? That's a ridiculous damage. DC 44 reflex save.
Well,
44.
it's a 1, a 3,
Shut
a
up.
2,
I read
a
it.
1, a 3, a 2, a 3,
Well-
a 2, and
well-
a 5.
Shush.
Plus 3.
Don't push it.
Listen to the birthday. All right. Sorry, that was reflex. I'll start with red dot. Fails. Blue dot fails. And
Is that
then,
a critical failure for both of them? For DC
Yes.
44?
Yep. And then the sentinel.
Ah,
Success,
Not
but
a
just
critical.
barely.
All right. So the two Laydroths are going to take. Do they both critically fail? No, just the second.
yeah, they
Yes,
both
they
critically
both
fail.
critically
Because
failed.
again, my DC is 44. I don't know why Roll20 has.
Oh, sorry, I was
not-
looking at the intimidation.
Ah,
All right, so 44. The damage was 22 and 28. Is the additional damage? Does that get doubled as
Yes,
well?
everything gets doubled.
yeah.
All right, so let's combine
So we
those.
can
That
say
becomes
25 with the Bard song to make it
Good
easier.
point. so that will
So
be
78, I believe. 78 doubled.
Wouldn't that just be?
No,
hold on,
because
20
Avi heightened the cast, Matt. So you
Mhm.
see there's a 22, so with Bard Song becomes 25, plus another
Yeah.
28, which becomes 48, 49,
No.
51, 52,
Yeah.
53, so it'll be 106.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, that was low, McKenna.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Don't sell yourself short. 106. Oh, that's 16. That's very different.
And that's my turn.
And the sentinel only takes the 50. Or no, it's exceeded, so it'll take half.
Yeah.
So 11. Or I'm just gonna do 11 plus 14 is 25 plus 3 is 28. All right, that's Aviavi's turn. Then we go to the red Laydroth, which has persistent fire damage on it from the critical bomb that exploded in its face. It doesn't know where that bomb came from, so it's just going to run up to Gamma and
Doesn't need to run up to Gamma, Matt.
oh yeah, it's got reach.
There you go.
How do you know it has reach? Well,
I know this
Because you
creature.
just said, you also just said, actually, it does have reach, but it doesn't have AO. I believe. Play the clip. Play the clip.
that was a test.
Did I
Um,
pass? Did I
And I
pass?
just
Haven't
ran
touched
one
both.
of these the other day.
Jaws. 35.
A 35 on a Choco or a Gamma.
Choco.
On a Choco, a 35.
No, sorry, no. Gamma.
A 35 is a miss.
Okay. 46.
A 46 is a hit.
41 piercing, 9 persistent bleed. And then
41 piercing. Bleed doesn't happen until our turn.
34 probably will not hit.
Nope.
All right. Moving on to Ophelia.
41 piercing.
All right, we're gonna keep Bard Song up, and we're gonna throw a circle. Can I hit all of them with this? Let's see. 10 foot burst. 10-foot burst.
Oh, yeah, that
Yep.
will.
It gets the little
You guess the little guy in the corner. Yep.
corner. So yeah, let's do that. 42 saves, please.
42.
42.
All right. We'll start with the Sentinel. Where's the Fortitude button? There. All right, that's pretty good for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then Blue Ladroth. Red Ladroth. Wow. All right. Third, the red dot one fails.
Red dot failure.
So that is going to
So
be...
they'll still take half of 44 to that succeeded.
Yeah.
22 for both of those. And then the last guy is gonna take the full 44 and he's deafened for a round.
Okay. Right. And sorry, it was 44, so 22 damage to the people who succeeded.
Mhm.
Pretty good, pretty good. The red Ladroth looks a little shook. Looks a little shaken.
It
Shooketh.
shooketh.
Indeedeth. Then we go into Igara's turn. And
All
his
right,
magical
so
monopoly.
Choco's free action is going to be a strike against the Ludrith in front of us with their beak. And they will critically miss. Great. Good job, Choco. Remember, Choco is not here to help in combat, but because Choco and I are adjacent to that creature, he is off guard. So, then free action. For myself, I can maintain my summon spell. So they're going to move to there.
Haha, calf. Haha.
And then they are going to have the Ludroth and the Ant make a save, a DC 32 reflex save against tardigrades.
Critically succeeds for
See.
the ant.
That's fine.
And the Ludroth reflex succeeds but not critically.
Cool. So they will take half of 20, which is 10. So 10 points of piercing damage to that one. All right. Now for my 3 actions that are my own actions. Gamma is going to strike at Blue Ludroth. I have a reach of 15 feet. I'm going to spend 1 action to boost Eidolon. And then Gamma is going to make 2 actions to strike on Blue. Blue is off guard because Choco and I are adjacent to it.
Cool.
Okay, so this is against their off guard AC. So that'll be a 38, 39, 40, 41 against their off guard.
Definitely hits.
Okay, are these constructs?
They are absolutely not.
Cool, so that'll become 27 points of sonic damage from the first strike.
Okay.
Second attack, same deal on the blue one. That's even better, so that will be a 43 against their off guard AC
Definitely hits.
for another 28 sonic damage.
Ooh. Blue is looking shooketh now as well.
And then that is my turn.
It seems like the Ladroth, the blue one, has had enough. And it is going to try and leg it. It's going to use all 3 actions to just flee.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, leave it be.
Okay.
I didn't really want to kill this thing anyway.
The Were-Ant Sentinel is not pleased by this. I see the T at the end and I just assume. You know that thing where you read the first letter of the word and the last letter of the word?
You know what they say about assuming,
No.
Matt?
You've never read one
Babe,
of those
that might
things?
just be dyslexia.
No, it probably is. Add that to the grab bag of minor issues I've never had anyone look at.
Real.
Though I did have a speech impediment when I was very young. I couldn't say my own name.
I think you've mentioned this
Yes.
before.
Matthew.
I
Aw.
had a similar thing going on as a kid, but that's not a stream safe story. I would mix up my K's and my T's. So words like kitty and caught
Oh,
could come out a little naughty. Uh,
Which really should have just been a preamble for you if you think about it.
no, because when I was screaming about being caught in my like kitty, what are they called? The things that kids sit in when they're in the car seat. That thing. When I was stuck in it. I would replace the
Oh,
T sound at the end of caught with a K sound
ooh.
and scream it for the whole neighborhood to
Crit.
hear.
Crit mandible attack on Igora.
yeah, that will
Ooh.
crit. That's only 80 damage. That's nothing.
It's only 56 damage. Oh, sorry, no. 112.
Um,
All right, that's the
So-
attack roll. Never mind.
yeah,
that is
it's-
80 damage. Yeah,
it's
sorry.
80 damage. Yeah.
I got excited by the green number. Leave me alone. But you are going to need to take a save against Curse of the Were Ant, Will.
That's fine.
Imagine
Yeah.
that's how this campaign ends with Igora howling at the moon.
Which what save is it? Ford or Will?
This is a fortitude save.
52.
You're good.
Surely we have removed curse by now. He'd be fine.
Yeah.
That's if Endure survives. Who knows? We're gonna
We
go.
can regrow him.
No, we have
45.
the staff.
Hits
We
does
have
not
the
crit.
staff. That'll do it.
Another save against Were Rat Curse.
24.
Jeez.
Oh, against where rat curse? Sure, Matt.
No, Were Ant.
Hero point. 53.
All right, one more attempt. 47. Oh, that's
Hits.
the Kopash. Actually,
Oh,
the
it's
second
been
one
the Kopash the entire time.
No, the first one was Mandibles.
Oh,
but I
okay.
just let me check something here. Is Kopash different from the Mandibles?
Yes, the Kopash is agile.
The Kopash has +2, so this, in fact, would be only a 45.
Still hits. So that'll be
Alright, I'm gonna roll.
37.
Hold on, I'm gonna roll the damage properly for the Mandibles. 41 slashing.
So more damage.
Yes. And
Okay.
another check.
Oh, only a 38. I rolled bad that time.
That is still enough. It's not actually a hard DC to not become a Were Ant.
Yeah.
Charlotte, you are at the base of the ladder. One of the Laedroths has fled. One is looking shook. The Were Ant seems to be really intent on turning poor Igora, but is failing. You are muted as well.
Yeah. I don't want to waste my materials on them. Arguably, they're not really worth my acid.
You're not worth my ass.
They're beneath my acid.
I mean, if you get up on the ladder, they would be beneath you. Yeah.
You might not be immune
Well,
to poison.
one, yes, very true. But
How long has Charlotte had a complex?
It's level 20. We all
Well-
have complexes by now.
I've got more than just one complex. Let's see. Okay. For one, I think I'm going to climb up to start with. Ow. Unless I shouldn't, is the general gist.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You gonna crawl up?
Yeah. How far
Um,
away does that make me from this guy?
we're not going to do quadratic. I'm going to say 30, especially since it's a bomb. You are lobbing it. Gravity would assist you.
Well, it's not so much a bomb as it is uh placing a particular poison on a little
I mean, birds can fly in an arc.
funny bird.
You just wad Pito up, underhand throw.
Pesky bird.
Speaking of Charlotte Bowling from earlier.
How does that hit the
40
where ant?
Technically a 45, thanks to Bard Song. Double check.
Does it hit?
Oh yes, absolutely. He did not
Okay.
raise his. I know, even if you raised his shield, it would be meat to beat. So,
Nice.
yeah,
I need a saving throw.
we may have to update.
The-
Oh no, this is the hunt. The poison specific. Okay,
This is the specific
Um,
poison.
the poison. Yes.
The poison.
Poison
Oh, you rolled well.
Who's Goose poison?
Oh.
Well, it is Sarah's class DC. So what's
Okay,
your
what's-
class?
Also,
DC?
it's Sarah's birthday.
I haven't crit them. What do you want from me?
Roll again.
Hey,
What
roll
is, no, no.
harder.
What is your class DC, Sarah?
It is 41. So,
so-
that would save still.
Yeah, just barely.
Just barely.
You still have an action left because climbing up only took an action and shooting out Pito. Or did you-
Applying a poison
Yeah,
was the
right.
second action. So-
I'm also, because you chose to go up on the roof, give me a perception check. Oh, dang. Yeah,
Natural
you,
2049.
so you see something coming that might have been a problem if you hadn't spotted it. You may notice there are 3 were-ant disciples on the roof. Those are incoming, and you managed to spot them incoming, so they're not going to surprise you guys.
Nice.
You hear like
Brilliant. You just see Charlotte like do the Pito turn around, see that, and then reach and grab another bomb from their pack. Like,
Mm.
bring it on.
I love the energy. We're going to go to Endures in Darkness, who thinks that climbing up on the roof is actually a very good idea because good vantage point. They are going to also run over there and get up on the roof. They also are going to, now that they have a nice angle, they're going to use one of their innate spells from the druid thing. So Endures a stat thing is here. They're going to try and call up some dirt from the ground, shape it into a drill in midair, and cast Stone Lance with their remaining 2 actions. 48 will well, that's even like a 50-something.
51.
Not quite a crit, unfortunately, but still 21 piercing damage to the Ant Sentinel. Avi. Are you up on the roof now too?
I was up on the
Okay.
roof at the end of my last turn.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't even notice that.
Up on the rooftop, Avi paused.
Mhm.
Mm,
So where are these incoming ants?
They are sort of above, up in the air where they are on the map to the south here.
Ooh, great. So there are so many civilians between them and us. That's so bad.
Yes.
Yikes. Okay. Then I guess I'm just gonna first of all say to everyone between them and me, like, everybody needs to come this way right now. And hopefully they will listen to me. I don't know.
Do you want to
Um,
spend an action to try and convince them with a check of some kind?
you could delay, and I could.
I mean, you could just convey that to Ophelia on the ground, so on her turn she could just yell at people.
Yeah, I'll just yell in general. I'm like, more ants coming from that direction. Get over here. So Ophelia will hear that as well. And then are they maybe perhaps within I don't know, like 500 feet perhaps?
I would say they
Yeah.
are within 500 feet. Yes.
Okay.
Though, give me a quick perception check.
So 9 plus 30 is a 39.
I'm gonna say. Oh, hold on. Oh God. Okay. I was trying to grab. Where are these? Oh, these are on the GM layer. Okay, you actually spot there's another 3 disciples coming in onto your section of the roof from a distance, so you can shoot them instead if you want. Let me just put them on the map.
So there is a total of 6 inbound
Yes,
enemies.
yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, hold on. That does change what I'm going to do.
So these guys are on their way, but they're not quite here yet.
And they're flying.
They are flying.
Good enough for me.
Yeah, we're probably not going to finish this combat tonight.
No, we are probably not.
No, we are not.
Okay, then what I am going to do is
Goodness.
cast Desiccate at level 9 on all ants within 500 feet, all enemies within 500 feet.
Wow, it has
Are-
that much of a spread? Desiccate?
Any number of living creatures within.
Dang.
And I don't even know if that rolled all of my d10s. It should be 11 d10s.
Way to get started on the combat. All right.
So that's 87 damage plus Bard Song. So that's easy 90 damage. If all 7 of them could make that roll for me, that'd be great.
Okay, hold on a sec. I'm gonna start from the top and work my way down. I'm not gonna give them any colored dots yet. But all right, so that's a fortitude of 42. All right, starting from
44.
Thank you. Oh yes, 44. Yes, I thought for a second there you were implying that Barstow raised the DC. I'm like, that's not how that works.
No, again, that DC should
No.
still be 44.
What do you
Alright.
mean? We're at level 20. That is how it works now.
Fails.
Failure.
Not quite a critical failure.
Yeah.
Failure. Those are the top 3, and then the bottom 3.
Mhm.
That's a
Critical
crit failure. Failure. 1 success. So 82 damage plus 8, so that becomes 90 in total. Like that was the extra that you
Also, I think the one down here needs to make a save as well.
Oh wait, you are correct.
I fixed it.
Thank you. But don't use that damage.
Don't use that damage, but I just
No,
wanted to
no.
make sure I fixed it. Okay.
The Sentinel succeeds.
Ooh.
He's a slightly sterner stuff, I think.
Thank
All right, so the
Well, then
total
I guess
damage.
he only takes 45 damage.
So yeah, the total damage is 79 plus 8 is 90.
Yeah, 90
Okay.
with Bard Song.
So everyone who failed takes 90, which is a lot of them. So give me a second.
Anyone
Whoa,
critically
the
failed will
crit-
take
the crit
108.
fail. Yeah.
Yeah, so the fourth one critically failed, I think. Yes.
Also, this would not be a bad one if Ophelia was feeling generous.
And Matt, would you say that creatures made of water, such as water elementals and plant creatures, creatures whose bodies contain no significant... Okay, yeah, we're fine. It's like, damn,
Yeah.
I was hoping
Can I read my
maybe...
spell description?
I was hoping maybe that they would be like plant things and they might take extra damage, but...
And that does depend on how Avi asks.
It's a good question.
Hmm.
It's your spell. I feel bad asking for it. That's the issue. Ophelia, if you wouldn't mind getting me for this one, I'd appreciate it. Oh, also, I suppose the animal should also make a save.
Oh no, poor Ladroth.
Yeah.
He
Oh.
succeeds.
There you go, but not
Okay.
critically.
Not critical, so he'll take 45 as well.
They're pretty
That probably
sturdy.
puts him into the runaway.
He was
State.
already there, actually.
Oh,
Speaking
okay.
of, that was Aviavi's turn. He is legging it. Oh, I forgot to check for the bomb ongoing damage last turn. He may not actually make it.
Shoot.
All right, so the end of his last turn, he saved. So, but
Okay.
it was I think 10 damage ongoing from the bomb.
Correct. Yes. 10
I guess
He does
I do
live.
still
there.
have an extra action, so I can attempt to instruct people across the bridges.
You could.
Avi's just being bossy boots right now. Yeah, sure. I have a plus 22 to diplomacy. I might as well give it a try. If everyone could make their way across the bridges in an orderly fashion, that would be fantastic. That's a roll of 19 on the die face. So 19, 29, 39, 41.
You know what? I mean, you are a possibly well known to these people instructor at the Megambia. You are speaking with authority. It's in the midst of a crisis. I'm going to say, yeah, that will work. So we are at the top of the initiative round. So I'm going to say two things happen here.
Mhm.
One, the civilians are going to use all three of their actions to flee, I think, a total of like 90, because they have, no, 75. They have a movement of, I'm going to say 25. They move 3 times. So that will probably get all of them onto the opposite roof.
Yep.
But I'm also going to say that this turn, the flying disciples land. They don't have any actions remaining. They use all 3 of their actions to fly down.
Okay, well that changes my plan then.
And we are going to then leave the combat for now, and we're probably going to start this up first thing right away next week. Top of the initiative, I think, is a good place to start it. And
so-
I have to roll a lot of bug initiatives, too.
Join us next time as we finish off this encounter and continue to work our way through things. We kind of bled the encounters a little bit, but that's no big deal. We'll see exactly what will happen. And chat. Thank you all so much for coming to tonight's episode of the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path. Don't forget to check out our many other shows here on the channel. The next Pathfinder show is Wednesday night with Wild Ambition, and y'all don't want to miss this one. Things got wild last week, and it's going to get even wilder this week. So let's go and do a raid. We'll say hi to Third Action.
There,
And
oh,
we will
what the
see
hell?
you all on the next one. Will we be in the Protea Pavilion? Join us and
God
find
damn
out.
it.
Bye-bye.
Meet you in the Protea Pavilion.